Parents of Virgo children, thank you so much for tuning in. It's parental guidance for January 2019. Welcome to the new year. Yeah! Make sure that you watch the welcome video for January. It's a special incentive included for you to be able to receive your child's 2019 yearly overview. So every month, just understanding what to expect for the coming months. Your child is, again, embodying the energy of the totem in reverse. Not a bad thing, but at least this message is a lot more clearer than last month. And let me go ahead and hold this up so you can pause and read. But it speaks to guardianship in the upright. In the reverse, there's a sense of I don't want to say abandonment, but just a lack of protection, vulnerability, feeling like this is probably better. But that's what I'm getting. It's just some things are not in order. It's just a openness, a vulnerability, an exposure, or exposal. I don't know what the right form is, but anywho. Their vibration is the lilac energy in reverse. If you can surround your child near lilac, that may be helpful. This card speaks to strengthening their faith, and primarily the faith in themselves, the ability for them to make a clear and sound decision in a direction, okay? It speaks to strengthening their intuition, their psychic abilities. I just really get trusting themselves. It says freeing themselves from old patterns, regaining their inner power. So this is what the lilac card looks. It's very peaceful, very bountiful, very open. And this is what you want to be mindful of, their energy in January. So it's going to feel not so much of an insecurity, but just questioning, like not feeling self-assured in their choices. But not that they are thinking like, they're not pretty, or it's not like a superficial insecurity about themselves. It's just a doubt within themselves about their abilities and what they have the ability to accomplish, okay? As far as their challenge for January, they have the Carnelian card in reverse. In the upright, it speaks to healing, creativity, energy, calmness, grounding, and stability. So again, remember some of the things that I've said already, that their groundedness will be, they won't feel grounded. They will feel a little exposed. There is a lack of stability. Just something within them does not feel secure. Not their personality, not a doubt. It's a doubt in their abilities, not a doubt in their physical traits. It says that this crystal offers protection and healing, which is very necessary, those two things, protection and healing for this month. It will help to ease anxiety. And that's pretty much it that I'm going to address right here and there. So their emotional energy for January, if you remember, there's this old Sprite commercial where these black guys are playing basketball and they're all hard, and then the camera cuts and they're like, what's my motivation, So that made me think of it as your child is just, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? What's my purpose? All that jazz. That's where their mindset is right now. What am I doing? Where am I going? Let me see if I can find something. Nothing outright. Let me see. It says that this is the direction your soul is calling you toward to best convey your own unique expression of love and make a contribution to the world. If you're not happy with your current circumstances, that's your way of your soul telling you that there's a better way to manifest your own unique and distinct gifts. Listen to your intuition. It is your connection to spirit and the voice of your soul. So it's definitely, because I really felt this wavering within myself. Like, I just felt like your child was going back and forth about a decision about, you know, which way to go within themselves. How should they continue on their path, especially if they're a teenager? And it was, I just got this wavering. I'm like, what does this mean? These are all kind of coming into alignment, but what is the general idea? And it's just something is transpiring within them where they realize that they have to make a choice, or all of a sudden things are like open, not as secure and grounded as they once were, and now they're having to kind of reestablish that feeling within them. Their goal is just to be grateful, you know, just to walk in that grateful is taking stock of everything and feeling secure where you are. And that's the gist of what I'm getting right now. So it's, your child is just, their goal is just to be satisfied, trust the path, and know that whatever direction they're supposed to choose, it's already within them to make that choice. They have the ability and the security within themselves to make a sound make that sound choice that resonates with them. They know what it is. It's just everything's new and they haven't quite figured it out, or, you know, there's other energies in play that are kind of like really keeping them from just making a sound decision. There's other things interfering. Their thoughts, external influences, definitely for sure, are playing a role in them and clouding their vision. Okay, for the month of January, they are starting the month with the tribe, and I get the sense that in the beginning of January, there's a sense they're trying to find their place. Okay, like I see, you know, a new group, or they're looking at them, they're comparing themselves to other people in either a newly found group, or because they have gotten older, they're reassessing themselves and their family or some kind of existing group. A change within them has caused them to reevaluate where they stand in the present group that they were already in, or they're entering a new group and they're like, where do I fit? What's my place? How do I fit here? So that's what's going on in the beginning of January for our Virgo babies. In the second week, they're trying to find their way for sure. They have exchanging of gifts, and it's the law of giving and receiving currency trade-offs, weighing the cost and determining the value. So in this, I just really feel like they are within themselves kind of having a mental and metaphysical, spiritual tug of war. Like, okay, where's my place? Where do I fit? How do I fit in the big scheme of these things? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? How does this all make sense? How does this all like fall into place? That's what's going on there. Just a tug of war, an exchange, a back and forth, and almost I feel it's internal. Your child could be having an external disagreement with somebody where they're going back and forth. I really don't. That's possible, but I just think within themselves, you know, people are asking them though, so what do you think about such and such? Well, I don't know. Or, you know, they're being influenced like, well, you should consider such and such. Well, I haven't really thought about that. And then it creates like this influx of confusion. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I never, you know, so just other ideas being thrown at them, bounced around, and them kind of playing this, well, I don't want to be offensive, so let me think about it, considering other points of views instead of just sticking to their own. So that's something to consider. In the third week, again, and this confirms that they have the higher power in reverse. This is what it looks like in the upright. And in the reverse, it just speaks to examining how they're giving their energy, what they're giving their energy and attention to. You know, that they're not so concerned about doing everything right, but just kind of going along with the flow and trusting their instincts. It says if you're obsessing about being right, or old resentments or failed expectations, about money or about other people, places, or things, these will be the source from which you create. But take heart, your higher power will never desert you and is always waiting to help you remember the sacred partnership that you share. Turn away from other sources of power that do not serve your highest good. There is no greater source than spirit. You can always surrender, and that will come into play. Surrender. You can always surrender your troubles to your higher power, and those will be taken care of. So, you know, your child is in good hands. In the final week of January, well, I don't know why I can't get the words. It's like I almost feel like William Shatner. In the final week of January, they have the regeneration card in reverse. This is what it looks like in the upright. And there has been a lot of regeneration going on for Virgo, as well as a lot of other signs. But it says, endings come in many forms. Now is the time to stop holding on to what must die. There's a part of them that they need to release. They're growing, and it's time for them to stop holding on to decisions or outcomes that they hoped for, and that's no longer the direction that they're going. And that can be very, very tough. Again, feel free to check your other signs, the other signs in your child's chart. I have a Virgo Mars, interesting enough. You know, but it's like they're holding on to things that are no longer productive, and they're being asked to let it go, let it die. You know, so something better can take its place. Nature's cycle includes in disease, decay, death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. There's no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You're about to be reborn. So there's definitely a regeneration, a rebirth happening for them. And I know a couple of times in this reading, it did talk about letting go of what no longer serves you. Let it die. So changing your mind is the transition. I see them making a sound decision. I see them deciding on something. I see them, if they thought one way, they are changing their mind to something else that is more stable, or, you know, that is in alignment with the direction that they are about to go for this next season that's coming up in 2019. Their solution is pretty much to just be true to themselves, listen to their spirit. They have the wise soul card in reversed. And if you can read that, it just says, your soul carries ancient wisdom. Please embrace it as you have the knowledge to help those around you. So, you know, I see them being true to themselves. I see them listening to themselves. And that essentially is what this card is saying, is they are paying attention to the wisdom on the inside of them, which is so important. How you can help them is to just surrender to the process. Help them to surrender to the process. It says surrender is the key that unlocks the door to grace. They're going to be fighting stuff. Help them to just say, you know what, dear, mommy and daddy loves you. You know, have you thought about if you just let this go, would that be so hard? You know, giving them a new, fresh perspective so they can allow this transition to take place. Now you, along with, I think it was the Leo parents, another badass. Look at you, dad and mom. Look at you being all assertive and fierce and, you know, plotting and planning. You know what your next direction is. You are plotting. Look at you. You know, that bird, you just know that bird is coming. You like, let me hold this flower up because I know you want what's on my flower. And that's not, take it however you want, but that's not, I didn't mean it in a sexual way. But it's just like people, you know, people are drawn to you. You know that, and you are taking advantage of it in a prosperous, progressive way. Whether this is definitely personal and business. This is work related. This is career. This is you expanding yourself in January. So I see you plot. You got this light. You know, I see inventions. I see you have ideas. You know, I see ideas. Look at these moths. These people, you have an idea, and people they just cannot help it to be flocked to you. You know, this woman, this picture is surrounded by Venus flytraps, but yet look how submissive they are to her. No harm is coming to her. So even people, take this because this is real. This is word. You have people who are drawn to you that would otherwise be harmful to other people, toxic. You have like sharks or bulldogs, people that would be deemed as vicious and harmful to anyone else. But to you in this particular season, they will, you know, bow down, or bow down isn't the right word, but they will just like kind of, you know, submit themselves to you. Submit themselves to you this month, like bowing their head, almost like a submissive dog. And not to belittle them, but they are just, there's something magnetizing about you this month where everything just is at your beck and call, business-wise for sure. This is definitely enterprise related. This is definitely career. This is definitely you forwarding yourself, your life's mission, your life's work, your life's purpose. Definitely business. So, you know, people are flocking to you. You're cunning, you're thinking, you're planning. A lot of strategic ideas going on up in that head for sure. You know, even the color she is wearing in this picture is very captivating. You know, some people it's almost like that at first glance, I see like you projecting an idea, you proposing an idea, and people say, but then they come back to you. You know, I thought about what you said the other day. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? So that type of deal. But, you know, coupled with that, you have the I Am Kick-Ass card. And, you know, you rock your world for sure. You know, you are committed to being in the power, or being the powerhouse that you are. You're setting a goal, an action plan. Everything is coming about. Go ahead and pause that so you can read that in its entirety if you haven't already. But, you know, Virgo parents, January is a great month for you. I see it. So thank you so much. That's your reading for this month. Again, you have the contest for December that ends December 31st, and that winner will be announced in February's reading on January 15th. So thank you so much again for the likes, shares, comments, the subscribes. Watch the welcome video. Have a happy new year, a Merry Christmas. Enjoy time with family, friends, and other loved ones. And we will see you again next month. Thanks for watching.